Okay. I have chosen to use the technology of Prezi as a way, as an alternate way to show students that they don't have to always use PowerPoint or even Google Slides to present anything that they want to do in any class, not just the chemistry or physical science classes that I would be teaching. And I put this Prezi presentation in the context of a glassware presentation that I would potentially use in my class. All right, so just a really overall look, this is what your Prezi basically home screen will look like once you get logged in. You'll see you'll have your different presentations around here. I just made the glassware one as a sample one. You have a getting started one that will show you some basic things. You have some folders you can create. Really, this is the very, very basic free version, and I recommend really you shouldn't really get anything more than this unless you want to get the offline version, which actually does cost quite a bit of money, but there are student discounts. But this works perfectly fine for the free version, and it still gives you a lot to actually do for it. All right, just some background on Prezi. It was launched in April of 2009 in Budapest, actually, and its founders were, and I'm going to not pronounce these names correctly, but Adam Somali Fisher, Peter Halisi, and Peter Harvey. Um, so from this, they launched just the desktop version of Prezi for both PC and Apple operating systems. But then in 2011, they were able to launch an iPad application to use on all the Apple iPads, and then one for the iPhone 2012. But then it wasn't until 2016 that they weren't able to actually launch an Android application, which kind of is a downside for me since now I switched to Android. And then, so then in 2015, Prezi launched a separate entity that was kind of based off of their original one called Nutshell that can take photos that you create from like an event or anything like that and just create mini movies out of it now. And then as of April of 2018, Prezi has reached our 100 million users, so there are a lot of people everywhere in every aspect of work that are using Prezi in their presentations. All right, so now I'm going to go over a quick video on how to use Prezi. Whoop, and should have played. There we go.
Here's a look at how you can start creating your own Prezi in about 2 minutes. And it all starts with one click, New Prezi. When the template chooser loads, you can either start from a blank canvas or select one of our uniquely designed templates. Whether you want to create an amazing sales pitch, share an adventure, or turn your resume into a presume, we've got a template for you. Once you've found one you like, click Use Template. To add text, just click anywhere on the canvas and start typing. Then, use the text toolbar to customize the look. Choose from one of our preset fonts, or try one from the drop-down menu. Then, change the style or even add a background color. Prezi uses frames to help you organize your content. Each template has frames ready for you to edit. To add a new frame, simply choose a type from the drop-down menu, and then drag it anywhere on the canvas. Next, it's time to add your content. Click Insert from the top menu to add an image, a YouTube video, or even a PDF. When you insert an image, you can find one on your computer or enjoy in any type of pro user can search for an image online. Once you've found the right one, just drag your image anywhere on the canvas. Whenever an object is selected, you'll see the transformation tool appear. Use it to resize, rotate, and move your object around. You'll have other options too, like adding effects to enhance your images. Let's try adding a filter. After you've added all of your content, if you're still not happy with the look, don't worry. Just click Customize. From here, change the color of the background, or choose a new theme from below. Each theme changes the colors, fonts, and the background of your Prezi. You're almost ready to present. But before you do, be sure to check your path on the left, which shows the order in which your content will appear. To change the order, just drag and drop the thumbnail up or down the path. Okay, once your Prezi's ready, hit present. Now it's your turn. Just click New Prezi and start making better presentations. And be sure to check out our Learn and Support page for more tips on how you can get started in Prezi.
All right, so as you can see, Prezi can actually do a lot more than people sometimes think when they're first introduced to it. Like when I was first introduced to Prezi, all I can think is just choose a template and that's it. But you can customize even the template you want, the colors, the look of it. And what I also like about using Prezi is the images you actually insert into the presentation. You can actually go through and add different filters. You can edit the photos a lot more than using just a generic like PowerPoint or Google Slides. And if you wanted to edit your photos, you need to use a different software in order to do that, or even use your phone before you even transfer the photo that you're choosing or something like that. So I really like the more customizable way that Prezi allows you to do things. All right. So the Prezi and how it can be used in education specifically is the really great benefit of using Prezi. It's all the presentations are stored in the cloud. A lot of days now, people don't really like to carry around a whole bunch of flash drives filled with like all their documents and all of their presentations, because then it just gives it a hassle. Because if you lose that flash drive, you could lose a lot of data, work, and potentially like your grades could suffer just because you lost it and you weren't turning in on time. So it's really nice that you can store it in the cloud, really just like how Google stores all their stuff in the cloud. One other thing too is like it breaks the mold of using PowerPoint. A lot of people just have gotten the habit of using PowerPoint. More now are starting to use Google Slides, but even Google Slides, it's still very, very similar to PowerPoint in that they work both in a linear fashion. Which brings the next point that it allows presentations to flow more. You can allow them to not work in that linear fashion, and even though when you do add animations to PowerPoint, it gets really redundant and the animations kind of get sort of cheesy sometimes. But with Prezi, it allows you to flow and look at the whole picture as you first present it, and then kind of zoom in as you get to each of the details and zoom back out, look at the full picture, zoom back in. So it kind of brings your presentation back to its focus as a whole more often than PowerPoint, where if you wanted to, you have to go all the way back to the slide you want to focus on, or a copy or paste it, or just back and forth. So it just allows it to work in a non-linear fashion. And the also benefit of using Prezi, like Google's slides and Google's software, is your ability to share with many, many people. So that's the benefit of having it stored in the cloud, where it can be shared with anybody on easily. Where like if you actually stored it maybe in PowerPoint or actually saved it on a hard drive on your computer, in order to share it to people, you have to like email it to them, or you should take your flash drive again, for example, and then give it to them to use, and then do that. But with this, you're just able to give them the link, and they can go see it. They can use it for themselves, or they can edit it, whatever they want it to do. All right. So now I'm going to go over what the assignment I would use Prezi for students. So as I would click the Google Doc, it will take me to the worksheet that's created for the glassware for the students. All right, so the purpose of this assignment is to create a meaningful glassware presentation using Prezi instead of PowerPoint or even Google presentations. Students will be split into groups, and each group will be given a piece of glassware below to present on, which will be either a volumetric pipette, a burette, a volumetric flask, or the distillation apparatus. In this presentation, like I said before, each of them will be assigned a piece of glassware, and in the groups, you present in a Prezi presentation on this piece of glassware. Can't be PowerPoint, can't be Google. I have to use Prezi in order to have them just get used to different uses of technology out there. Instead of just using one technology all the time, this will help them expand their knowledge of there's other things out there that they can use all the time. But this presentation will of course include the proper use on this glassware, how to read it if it's applicable, and what sort of experiments this glassware will be or can be used in, and other sorts of things like that matter. Again, they must create the presentation using Prezi. In the presentation, they must include pictures and a video of how to use the glassware properly. And this video can be done anytime before, after, during class, in the lab. In the video, they must explain everything as clearly as possible when they're using the glassware. So they must state which group they are part of first when they introduce themselves, which glass they'll be demonstrating. They must have proper PPE or personal protective equipment. and other things of that nature. So they must explain it as detailed as possible, where their fellow classmates should be able to go in the lab and use the glassware that they presented on in a proper manner without breaking any pieces or setting it up wrong or just using it in an improper way. All right, so then the tutorial on how to get started in Prezi. So I created a tutorial on how students can get started in Prezi, while the other video tutorial I showed is how to use it. So first, when they go to Prezi.com, will click the Get Started button at the top right of the homepage. Just really simple first. And then next, they will click on the Basic tab and choose the free version of Prezi. This is the only way to get to the free version, as if you go to the Plus or Individual or Teams, it will cost money. So they would just go to the basic version and choose free. And then next, they will enter their school information below with their school email. So then it's using their school email, not their personal email. And then they will click continue. And then from there on, they will continue as a student. Then after that, it will first give you a lot of choices to choose a template on a presentation you want. At this point, it doesn't matter which one they choose because they probably will change it no matter what. It's just they need to choose one in order to move on. And then here they will get to the same homepage I presented before where they can edit their presentations. They have the same getting started one. They can add new presentations and then so on and so forth. All right, now back to the presentation. All right. So, and then here I'll ask some questions about any from the students if they have it, or they can ask me afterwards. And then I've also added 2 videos at the end to help students. The first one is how to embed videos in Prezi, which all of them will be doing this. So it's a really good video to show them how to take their actual YouTube videos which they will record their videos on their phones most likely, upload it to YouTube, and then put it into Prezi. And the other one is just an example video of how to act of one of the videos I'm looking for. So this is a really good video of student demonstrating how to use a volumetric flask in the lab using his personal protective equipment, describing everything he's doing, and describing the glassware in general. All right, so that is my presentation on Prezi. I hope this was informative of why I chose Prezi and then why and how I would also use it in education, specifically also my classes I would eventually hopefully teach. All right, thank you.